Greetings, dear viewers. Welcome. Today's poem is STEINITZ'S Immortal. This is a poem about William Steinitz' immortal game. William Steinitz was the first world chess champion, and he played his immortal game in 1895 at the age of 59. This was played against an opponent named Bardeleben, and Bardeleben was leading the tournament at this point. This was played in the 10th round, and before 10th round, going into the 10th round, Bardeleben was leading with 7.5 out of 9, including a win over Emmanuel Lasker. That just gives an idea about how strong a player Bardeleben also was. The other thing about the game that I want to mention is Garry Kasparov mentions this game as one of his favorites from the games played before 1900, and he mentions this game, and the other game that he mentions is Anderson Dufresne, and this says a lot. Garry Kasparov saying that this is one of his favorite games tells the quality of the game and how precise Steinitz has actually played. There are two key moments that I want to take you through with respect to this game, and then we are going to be getting into the poem. The first thing is at this particular position, Steinitz plays d5, and the idea is to plant the knight on d4, ensuring that it moves to e6 and troubles the black camp. This is called as clearance sacrifice, and this is very difficult for players of this generation also to spot, and considering that Steinitz was able to spot this shows how good a player he was. The second thing, second key moment that I want to take you through is this particular position wherein Steinitz plays rook into e7, and then he follows it up with rook f7, again follows it up with rook g7, finally ends it with rook into h7. And all this moment you can see the rook was n3, it could have been taken with the king and once with the queen. So this shows how precise Steinitz had to be when he decided to sacrifice his rook, and this was considered as a perfect continuation and a very precise sacrifice. This is a poem only about this particular game, so let us get into the poem. A masterful game was played by an aged lion, which was a bit uncommon. Steinitz showing his ability to sacrifice as though his positional game would not suffice. Bardeleben took a risk on move 7, assuming that things would turn out even, but Steinitz was in the mode close to perfection, oozing some droplets of precision. The modern players too find it difficult and are rarely able to execute the clearance sacrifice, which is hard to spot, but Steinitz did not miss this mighty plot. The offering of the rook multiple times to Bardeleben is a testimony of Steinitz's tactical acumen. Bardeleben went up and walked out of the room, leaving some to speculate and assume, but a special delivery of note of resignation was sent to the former world champion. The game won the Brilliance Prize, which was not a surprise. The combination that Steinitz foresaw made even great players gasp in awe. The full poem along with the explanation is available in the description. Thanks for your attention.